Hey guys, it's me, Ballin, and welcome back to another Payday 2 build video. Now, before I start with the build, you may notice that I sound a bit differently if you see my other build videos, and that's because I got a new headset. So I'm sorry if the quality's a bit weird. This headset's wireless, so it does sound a bit wonky. But as for the build, it is of course, as the title would suggest, a Crook build running the Clarion rifle and the 5.7 AP. Now, keep in mind this is my first time making a Crook build ever, so if I get some things weird with the build, they're just kind of wrong, please tell me in the comments and I'll make sure to fix it. Now, as for the mods, you're going to want to run the short barrel on the Clarion rifle, sub-compensator, concealment boost, the custom autofire, the stealth laser module or the compact laser module, no G2 grip, 45-degree iron sight, and finally the Seymour sight. If you do not have the 45-degree iron sight, just don't take it, and don't take this sight, and take the compact profile sight. You can also take one of the other sights that do only -1 concealment, such as the speculator sight or the trigonometry sight, but I personally just think the Seymour sight is the best, and just kind of looks the best, and just works more often than not. Then, for the 5.7, you're going to want to run the tinctured barrel, the flash hider, the concealment boost, the micro laser, and the extendo mag. And no sight. No sight whatsoever. Then you're going to want to run concussive grenades, electrical brass knuckles, LBV, first aid kits, and that'll be it for all your equipment. You may be wondering, as you can probably see it right here, is why I'm at 7 detection risk. And that's because I couldn't exactly get the stuff to work together to get it to lower without having to sacrifice some skills. Otherwise, I'd have to sacrifice 9 lives in lock and load, which for the Clarion rifle is very important. Mostly the lock and load. 9 lives is just good for DSOD in general. So I had to sacrifice just 3 crits and 1 dodge, which isn't really that big, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much, to be honest. As for skills, Combat Mag Basic, Quick Fix Ace, Uppers Ace, Inspire Ace. Now, before I go into anything else, you may be wondering, well, why not painkillers? Well, because personally, I just like Quick Fix more. You can use painkillers if you want. I just don't think it's that good. Mostly the fact that you're running Crook, a perk deck where your kill rate is going to be really high. I don't mean how you're killing, I mean how they're killing you. You're really fragile, and putting a first aid kit down really fast is really effective at being able to survive in this perk deck. Then, Force Friendship Basic, Joker Aced, Partners Crime Aced, Hodgestaker Aced, for healing, of course. Enforcer, Underdog Basic, Resilience Basic, Diehard Basic, Bullseye Basic, and Scavenger Basic. These 3 skills are basically universal, and what I mean by that is Underdog Basic, Bullseye Basic, and Scavenger Basic. Only time you don't want to use Bullseye is pretty much just for Stoic and sometimes Leech. I'd always recommend running on Leech though, because Leech is pretty good with it regardless. As for Technician, Hardware Expert Basic, because fixing drills 25% faster for 1 skill point is really good. Although you can't put this into Stable Shot if you want some more stability. Then you want to get Steady Grip Ace, Surefire Ace, and Lock and Load Ace. Normally I would say don't take Surefire, or not Surefire, Lock and Load, because you only want Surefire and the extra stats, or maybe even Fervor Control over the 16 weapon stability. But Lock and Load Ace is really, really good because the reload on the Clarion isn't really all that good, so lowering that is just really helpful. Then Ghost, Duck and Cover Basic, Inner Pockets Basic for the lower detection risk, Parkour Aced, Vanity Aced, Sneaky Bastard Basic, and that is it for that, until he's back in here. Ghost, you have Second One Basic, Optical Illusions Basic, and LeBlanc Basic for crit. Then Fugitive, Equilibrium Basic, 9 lives Ace. The reason for Equilibrium, though, is because the pullout without it is really slow on the pistol and on the Clan Rifle, and I just personally don't like it, so I like having the speed up to make sure I can pull my 5.7 out in sticky situations, such as if I'm fighting against a shield wall, or maybe I need to knock a dozer's plate off, or maybe even kill a dozer really fast if I run out of bullets in my primary, and just cannot reload fast enough. And that's it. I will now be going on to the gameplay, and it may be a bit bad because this is my first few games playing with this build and just with Crook in general, so I'm still trying to get a decent feel of the perk deck and the build itself. As I'm mostly a hacker, stoic, and sort of anarchist player, but I stopped playing a while back. I also played a lot of Leech back before it got nerfed and during the nerf, but I dropped it off because I just prefer playing stoic and hacker a bit more. I also play Gambler, so I'm not used to these, perk decks where it's more just like, just have dodge. I did play Rogue quite a bit, and I did play Grinder as well. So I'm not used to, or not used to, I am used to perk decks where I am a little bit underpowered, but Grinder is, of course, sort of an exception, being really, really good, and almost an A tier if you're really, really good with it. But, of course, there are certain things that hold it back. such as the fragility of it. Now, I will of course go onto the gameplay.
Get in. Stuck. Down.
Get down.
Gotcha. Eyes on the people. No surprises.
All right.
Let me see your hands. On the ground. Cuff yourself.
They're
First aid kit here! Here's the first aid kit! Money! God damn, that was loud. Drilling!
God damn it! You had me worried back there. Now get to work. You don't have all day.